Hey Livermore keyboard players, it's Jason Bruce here, and I wanted to give you guys a quick tour of an update I've done to the Nord Stage 2 keyboard you guys have. Nothing saddens me more than Livermore having a whole bunch of really talented keyboard players who are very unaware of how to navigate this really beautiful and amazing sounding but really complex keyboard. So I've updated it and given you some really cool sounds and made them pretty easy to find and navigate. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of how to get your way around this keyboard. So we'll start with the center control panel. As you can see, we have 4 banks and then 5 sounds within each bank. So we have pianos, electric pianos, pad sounds, and synths. So we'll go to pianos, and we have 5 different piano sounds. We have our basic grand piano. Excuse the sound quality. Just a nice big wide piano sounding. Got a lot of brightness to it. Then we go to upright piano. A little more tight sounding. Has more punch to it, more mid-range. Then we go to a dark reverb piano. Has a lot of reverb, a nice low deep sound. Then we have our CP80. Has a lot of cut and bite to it. And then we have this, what I call the synth piano. Has this nice little wiggly synth underneath it. Just could be really cool for like lead lines, like. So feel free to toy around with that. We move on to our electric pianos. We have a nice Rhodes sound, a nice Wurlitzer sound. Then we have a smoother, cleaner Rhodes. We have a real bright bell-like Rhodes. And then we have a real dirty Rhodes. Now we move on to our pads. You guys have the Cork Triton that does a really nice smooth pad sound. So I just want to give you some pads that are different than that one. So we have first our nice full pad. We have a more synthy, more 80s kind of Juno pad. We have a big kind of Jesus Culture style pad if you listen to that band. Then we have our strings. Then we have a Mellotron for you Beatles fans. And we move on to section D. We have our synths. That's our number 2. A bold lead sound. Then we have a nice smooth lead sound. A polysynth sound. A bigger polysynth sound. And then the self-explanatory Nintendo sound. So that's how you get around your different sounds. The one thing you need to know, 2 things you need to know about how to kind of mess with the sounds a little bit. First off, with your pads, if you look over here, this little knob right here, this is a filter. You can change the sound of your pad to go. So you can mess with that. So you can use one pad and get a lot of different sounds out of one pad. So feel free to mess with that. Same thing with most of these sounds. The filter will really change to make it more smooth or bright. If you look over here, we have, this is our mod wheel. If you do any of your piano sounds, there's actually a pad hidden underneath. If you go and move it up, adds a pad underneath those pianos, so when you want pad and piano together. And then another thing to mess with is on these synth sounds, if you use aftertouch, which is play a note and then dig in, you push a little harder on that note, it'll mess with the sound in some interesting ways depending on which sound you are. And if you ever get lost and you want to know exactly what you're looking for, if you look over here, I gave you a handy dandy chart of how to find everything. So that is just very, very quickly a rundown of how to find your way around the new sounds I've programmed into the Nord Stage. So I did this because I really want to encourage you guys to feel empowered and free to explore and try different sounds on the weekends. So have fun with this, you guys. All right.